Hello everyone, welcome to session 44. The topic of today's discussion is method of determining enzyme activity. So this topic will be discussing in two subunits. Yeah, uh, we'll be discussing this topic in two units. So the unit one will be discussing a type of how an enzyme activity can be, how or an enzyme assay can be, uh, uh, how the activity of the enzyme can be determined. So as we all know that enzymes are very powerful biological catalysts which speed up the reaction without undergoing any change. Enzymes are extremely selective with the reactants or substrates and the type of the chemical reactions they are involved in. So before going to the method of determination of the enzyme activity, let us define enzyme activity and what are the units for the enzyme activity. The enzyme activity can be defined as the number of moles of substrate converted per unit time. Thus, enzyme activity is equal to moles of substrate converted per unit time, which is equal to rate into reaction volume. The SI unit is catal. So 1 catal is equal to 1 mole per second. So usually in our practical classes we will be using this unit. The activity of enzymes are expressed in 1 micromole per minute. The enzyme assays can be of two types. Either they can be continuous assays or discontinuous assays. In discontinuous assay, samples are taken from an enzyme reaction at intervals, and the amount of the product uh, formed or substrate consumed is measured in these samples. The discontinuous assays are radiometric and chromatography that we'll see. So the continuous assays, uh, in a continuous assay, one can measure the linearity of the assay, which can be used to conduct a fixed time assay. A few methods are spectrophotometric, fluorometric, calorimetric, and chemiluminescent. So these are some of the ways by which we can measure continuous assay and a discontinuous assay. Measurement of enzymatic activity by spectroscopy. So spectrophotometry is the measurable analysis technique which uses the electromagnetic spectra. It deals with the ranges of the wavelengths such as near ultraviolet and visible and near infrared. Activity of the enzyme. The following spectroscopic to measure the activity of the enzymes, the following spectroscopic techniques are used. So fluorescence spectroscopy, UV visible spectroscopy, infrared spectroscopy. So thank you, and we'll continue in the next session.